Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. As you know, based on the title, and if you watched my previous video, you know this video is a swatch comparison between the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette and the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. I just want to put this in a video together because the tones are kind of similar, and maybe if you were trying to find a palette that has like cranberry shades and you don't want to buy both, maybe this video and the swatches will help you decide between the two. But as you can see, it's a very casual Sunday with my t-shirt, my crazy hair's out. But anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into the video. So I guess I'll start with the price. The Anastasia palette retails for $42. It comes with 14 shades and it is permanent. I'm not sure if this palette is going to be in stores or not yet. I haven't seen anything about it, but it is on her website, so I'll leave a link down below. It does come with a brush, but people seem to really like her brushes, but I've never actually used one. So if that's a big deal to you that it comes with a brush, hers does. The Violet Voss palette, it has 20 shades. I'm not sure if it's limited edition or permanent because I actually got mine. They had a pre-release, a pre-release, and then they actually released a palette. I got mine during the second little pre-release, and they had a $10 off coupon, which I was not able to use because I didn't know about the coupon code then. So I paid $54 for this palette, and it does have 20 shades. So I'm not really sure if it's permanent or limited edition. It was limited edition to begin with when I was going to purchase it, but I'm not sure about now because maybe it's so popular they're going to keep it permanent. I'm not sure. But either way, these palettes are so pretty. I don't actually have the boxes with me to tell you like the different sizes of the pans, because as you can see, the Violet Voss pans are larger, but I'm not sure if maybe the Anastasia ones are deeper or what. I have no idea. But if you are looking for more value in one of the two palettes, the pan sizes in the Violet Voss palette do look a little bit larger, but this does also come with a brush, and they both have mirrors. I just didn't want to blind you guys, so that's the mirror on the Anastasia palette, and then we have the larger mirror on the larger palette, which is the Violet Voss palette. So you know, that's totally up to you guys, but I hope these swatches do help. I'm not really trying to persuade you into which palette you should buy because I love Anastasia shadows. They're probably my favorite, but the Violet Voss shadows also compare pretty well. They swatch beautifully, they wear really nicely, they apply with a brush very easily because I have worn shadows from this palette and also obviously this palette because I have a tutorial on it, but I really love Anastasia shades. Now if you were to buy an Anastasia single, they are $12 for a single unless you buy 4, then you get the little plastic quad with her logo on it. Then they drop the price from $12 to $10. So that is a little pricey in my opinion because Makeup Geek eyeshadows, which are also amazing, are $6, and then now MAC has dropped their single shadows down to $6 as well. So I mean, you kind of just have to decide if that's a purchase that you want to make or not, but I love Anastasia shadows. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with the Anastasia palette just based on the quality and the price. I'm not really too crazy about a brush because I use the same 3 brushes for my eyeshadow in every video and I've been using them for years now. So the brush doesn't really matter to me, but if I just had to pick one, I would definitely go with Anastasia. Not just because I like her shadows, but also because I know this is permanent and I really have no idea if this is permanent or not. So if I were to hit pan on one of these colors, I know that I'd be able to at least order one. So I'm not sure if they're coming in stores, but I think I would definitely say that I would pick the Anastasia palette just because I love her shadows. You can always get both and try them out and decide, but if you're watching this video because you're not sure which one to pick and you have to pick just one, then that choice is totally up to you. But again, my favorite would have to be the Anastasia. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump to the swatches. I'm just going to swatch each individual palette for you on my arm because I'm not having a space for all 34 swatches like I thought it might. And I didn't want to break it up in rows and kind of confuse you guys with what palette and things like that. If you haven't already noticed, I'm not the best at editing. I'm not great with technology at all. So I'm still like learning like a little child with iMovie. So I'm not really sure if I'd be able to like list out the names or put like little stars by certain colors and things like that. So I'm just gonna swatch each individual shadow on my arm and name off the colors and give you guys like a zoomed in shot so you can see, and then you could pause the video, screenshot it, and then like maybe just maybe make like a collage or just scroll back and forth in between the two pictures to compare the colors right beside each other, if that makes sense. So I'm sorry if that really confuses anyone, or if you prefer that I would do it another way. I'm just not the best at editing and I'm just trying to get this video up for you guys to help anyone who might need a comparison of these two palettes. So again, we got the price. I'm not sure about the gram size of the pans or anything like that. But let's go ahead and jump to the swatches, and then if you guys have other questions or anything like that, you can just leave me a comment down below and I'll make sure to answer that as best as I can. But yeah, let's jump into the swatches. Okay guys, so here we have the Holy Grail palette from Violet Voss. I'm just gonna point to each color and name it off for you guys, so you guys can actually know the names of the shades instead of just the colors. So here we have Crystal, Plouf, Thanks a Latte, Transition, Hashtag, Awesome Sauce, Bestie, Toffee, Chill, and How You Doin'. And then here we have Bat My Eyes, Cool Beans, Are You Kidding Me, So Jelly, On Fleek, Brownie Points, Teddy Bear, Glamping, Cranberry Splash, and Wine and Dine. So those are all the shades out of the palette. Really pretty. Most of these are like 2 swatches each. Some of the shimmer shades like How You Doin', Glamping, Bat My Eyes, those took like a couple, and So Jelly took like 3 or 4 passes, but that may just be because the palette is newer and it kind of has a film on top, but the matte swatch beautifully and they really apply very nicely too. So those are all the shades. And now okay, so here are the swatches of the Modern Renaissance palette, really pretty also. So here we have Tempera, Golden Ochre, Vermeer, Bon Fresco, Antique Bronze, Love Letter, Cypress Umber, Raw Sienna, Burnt Orange, Primavera, Red Ochre, Venetian Red, Warm Taupe, and Realgar. So these shadows are so pretty. And then the Antique Bronze shade that I used in my tutorial, it is kind of more of like a satin with like glitter flecks in it. But there are only 2 shimmers in this palette, and most of them are matte and satins, but they swatch so nicely and they're super, super pigmented. So this is about 1 swipe on each color, except for I did do 2 swipes on this one and on Venetian Red. It needed to be built up a little bit more, but they do apply really nicely with a brush, and they also wear very nicely. So these palettes are both really, really pretty. I love all the shades. Okay guys, so again, this really wasn't a video where I'm trying to persuade you to buy one palette or the other, because they both apply very nicely. The colors are very pretty. It's just the shimmers, which there are only 2 in the Modern Renaissance palette, do apply a little bit more smoothly and are a little bit more pigmented than the ones that are in the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. But again, these are both really great palettes, depending on what you consider the value to be, maybe a bigger pan or the fact this comes with a brush. Really, these are going to be pretty much the same, because again, you get the $10 off coupon code with the Violet Voss palette, and then this palette is already $42 with a brush. So it really just depends on what you're thinking. I hope these swatches kind of helped you pick between the 2 if you were trying to decide between the 2. And if not, maybe you're just going to get both, because of course a makeup junkie is going to tell you that you should get both. But if you had to choose between the 2, I hope this video helps you in some way with my swatches. And really quickly, I got the Violet Voss Laura Lee palette in the mail yesterday, and it is so, so gorgeous. So if you'd like to see a tutorial with this palette, or maybe some swatches of this palette as well, just leave me a comment down below and I'll be glad to do that for you guys. But again, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.